Good afternoon. It's just past 3 p.m. on the east coast of Florida. A lot of breaking news today. This is part two. I'm only going to do two parts today. Please go back and look at part one. A lot of really important information there because Trump has now completely come out and said absolutely he is not going to allow the Palestinians to return to Gaza after it is rebuilt. So go back and see part one. Now, where I left off, we're talking about how we know on Friday, Trump appointed Russell Vought to be confirmed to lead the Office of Management and Budget as the agency's director. And of course, he was an author of, you guessed it, Project 2025. Even though Trump tried to say, yeah, he didn't even know what that was or what's involved in it. Meanwhile, everybody was saying that Democrats, Kamala Harris, Governor Walz, that they were all, crazy for saying it was all about Project 2025. Meantime, every single thing has happened. So apparently, he immediately has shut down the Consumer Bureau. This is a big deal. The Consumer Bureau Protection for consumers, yep, even mega consumers. That agency has been one of Wall Street's most feared regulators. And remember, this administration is completely against regulation, especially Musk. They don't want any of it at all. They say it gets in the way, yeah, of their cartoonish, evil, take over the world stuff, I guess. But the regulations are what protect all of us. It protects our money, our banks, our safe roads, the air and food, you name it. And now all of those they're trying to get rid of. So they have regulations about mortgages, credit cards, student loans, and other areas that affect all Americans' lives, no matter who you voted for. So, for example, the day before this woman, Linda Wetzel, had closed on her retirement home in North Carolina, this was in 2012, the bank making the loan surprised her with a fee she hadn't expected. She looked through her paperwork, couldn't find the charge disclosed anywhere in the mortgage paperwork. She made the payment and then filed an online complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The bank quickly opened up an investigation and a month later sent her a check for $5,600. She recalled she was in tears, thinking this money was a year or two of her savings, and it was her nest egg. Now, this bureau was created in 2011, after all the horrible things that happened in the mortgage, banking industry, Wall Street. Yeah, all those people that went to jail and the horrible things that was in 2008. So this agency has gotten $21 billion back for the consumers. Yeah, that's right, for all of you. And Kamala Harris also did this at the state level as a prosecutor and an AG in California. She went up against the big banks. Yeah, we would have had another person like that fighting for us. And so they had slashed overdraft fees, reformed the student loan servicing market, transformed mortgage lending rules, and forced banks and money transmitters to compensate fraud victims. Oh yeah, that all sounds just terrible for all of us, who vote. Even if you voted on the other side, I'm pretty sure that those are things you would want to have. But within 36 hours of being appointed by Trump, Vought threw the agency into chaos. On Saturday, he ordered the Bureau's 1,700 employees to stop nearly all their work and announced plans to cut off the agency's funding. Then on Sunday, he closed the Bureau's headquarters for the coming week. Workers who tried to retrieve their laptops from their offices were turned away. Wow. And of course, he said on Sunday on X, the Bureau has been woke and weaponized against disfavored industries and individuals for a long time, and it must end. Wow. Sort of like, Trump's trying to get rid of the Department of Education, even though that is actually what puts in funds. It doesn't tell people what to do in their schools. That is actually decided by their school districts and their states, but it gives them funding for very much needed things that can include education for special needs students. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of Republicans or MAGA also have special needs the way anyone else does. And Trump tweeted all about getting rid of all of them, calling the teachers ugly. It was weird, but also going after kids that have peanut allergies and the schools trying to make sure that these kids are going to be safe because he said it was a beautiful nut? What the? And then he went after the spork. Okay, I love the spork, and it saves money because it's a fork and a spoon. So that's what he's concentrated on, going after sporks and protection for kids with peanut allergies, which again, I'm pretty sure that there are Republicans and MAGA who have family members that have that. And then he's bringing back plastic straws. Plastics back. Oh yeah, those pesky regulations. Yeah, because, they just found out that they've done studies that now our bodies actually have a whole lot of plastic in them because of things like straws, which never break down. Plastic straws, that is. There's just so much winning. So on a local level here in Florida, and I keep reposting all of the information about the very important special elections that are taking place, one in New York, 2 here in Florida, 1 is in my district, District 6, 1 is up in the Panhandle there, and that is District 1. I'm just pushing it forward, just a lot about it. They need people to donate money if you don't live in these areas. If you do live in these areas, then they need, boots on the ground, getting people registered. We have to get the house back. This is so important. So all those great creators out there that are doing this, whether it's Hawk, whether it's Chasing Oz, I think they're collaborating and having an interview on his podcast this week. I am just pushing it all forward because kudos to everyone that is helping with this. But now here in Florida, we saw in our little local news here. So, sometimes it gets a little funky what goes out into the national news. And, when DeSantis, he's always feuding with the governor of California. And he was always saying that everyone was leaving California to come to Florida. Oh, turns out that's not true. In the Orlando Sentinel, they had an article that is saying that over 500,000 Florida residents have fled the state. Where did they go? And this article talks about how Florida has been an incredibly popular state for a while now, bringing in millions of new residents. And to cement that point, the latest estimates from the U.S. Census Bureau revealed that over 900,000 people moved to the Sunshine State in 2023. That's probably when he was talking to Governor Newsom about that. However, the prospect of increased population growth, while they're expecting it to help bolster the state's GDP and job growth, it's also sparking concerns about a rising cost of living because now more people, 500,000, have actually left the state and skedaddled. So this data is showing that just over 500,000 Florida residents went to other areas of the U.S. And the biggest destination was Georgia, likely because it is close, they are saying. Another one was Texas. I don't know why they want to go there. But anyway, New York was another large recipient of Florida's outbound migrants. And then also Virginia and California. Oh, isn't that funny? And speaking of why we need to turn Florida blue again, state lawmakers here in Florida are trying to put in legislature that would help them to be able to serve a total of 16 years. And they're saying they could serve 8 in the House and then 8 in the Senate, regardless of whether their service was consecutive or not consecutive. Oh, wow. They're just recycling everybody. Because remember, now they are talking about Ron DeSantis' wife running for governor. And they're also floating some other names out there, but they're Republican names. I don't understand why there aren't even names being floated out there about who should be our next leaders here in Florida, whether it's for governor or any of the offices. Where's our Democratic leadership? You can't wait till the last minute and expect people to recognize those names. I don't understand why there isn't a proactive nature, even nationally, when we had the elections. Why are we not getting out the best and the brightest? Because there is a lot out there that is fantastic talent. Why are we not getting them out there so that they become recognized names? All right, everyone. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great day.